discomfort, sometimes the shame in the society when parents have to take them out or even go to school in that situation. You can find yourself really facing a big challenge where it is such that the child will decide to pull the pad in front of the public. It happens sometimes with our girl children. And this has been like a big source of concern to parents in the sense that even when the child is about to start menstruating, a lot of parents are not even sure of what they are going to see. A lot of parents, the stress alone, thinking of what will happen with their own children. Because I must confess to you that usually you are not sure of how your own child is going to react to this until it starts happening. So sometimes the uncertainty can put the parents into a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety, just not knowing how their own child is going to react to this stage of their lives. And we know that this, apart from these physical challenges, this period is usually accompanied with a whole lot of emotional challenges triggered by hormonal changes. Hi, everyone. So these emotional changes, we realize that in some children, it's even so much so that some children even start having things like seizures around this age. They may not have been having seizures in younger age, but because of the level of hormonal interaction that happens during that puberty age, some of them even start having seizures. But even those that don't have seizures, we want to, share experiences, encourage parents to talk about it. How did you manage your child's menstruation? That first time they started menstruating. Sometimes it doesn't stop at that. A lot of times parents have seen themselves in the dilemma of putting the child on a contraceptive or just living with that challenge of every month having to deal with the pressure of having the child, whether to control the flow or managing the flow. Some children that have poo smearing. Some children actually have poo smearing disorder. When it comes to this, it also happens. So we want to share this with parents and ask parents, what have you noticed in your girl child during puberty? How did you manage it? Were you able to find help? Were you able to get support? Is there a solution that you want to share with others that worked with you? What really happened? What were those challenges? So please, we are open to discussion. Please share as much as you are comfortable with, because what happens is that a lot of times parents feel so anxious only to realize that they are not the only one in this situation. It makes the situation a lot more easier. So, Dr. Adesuwa, you have something to tell us this evening.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you once again, and wherever you are, have a good evening. This is a very dicey situation, like you just said.
Yeah.
Everyone have unique experience with their situation. So, but most of the time, the reason these things happen is because when those emotions are overwhelming, they can't express it.
Mm.
And the hormone plus the sensory overload.
There's an echo. There are two devices on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you hearing me better now?
Yes, it's fine now.
Okay. So as I was saying, so this situation makes the child extremely anxious, and it is overwhelming for the child.
Yes.
So for me, what I can say, when we have to understand that towards this time, each parent will now understand the need of their children at that going towards that time.
Yes.
And like you said, have we even asked for help?
Mm-hmm.
Have we asked how to manage it? And that's the reason we are creating this awareness. Because
Yes.
most of the time, we get to this point and we have no clue what to do.
Exactly.
And we feel embarrassed. But first thing, I just want us to know that there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Exactly.
It looks a big deal, but remember, this is a condition.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's like having a broken leg or a broken arm, and you're going, people make way for you because you have a physical disability and all that. So you have to, first of all, not beat yourself up. These things has nothing to do with your inability to parent or not parent.
Yeah.
It's something that happened from within. And then there are professionals that will support. So there is no one single way to just cover it all, because what works with one child
may not work with another.
Yeah. So knowing that unique situation, looking into it, there are some children you don't touch them.
Mm-hmm.
Touch is a trigger. They don't want it. So imagine in that moment when they are extremely sensitive, you want to help them.
Mm-hmm.
You want to, you understand? So, but as they are growing, you are finding ways. Sometimes in this moment where where the hormones are high, there might be vitamins that can help regulate.
Yeah.
There might be alternative therapy that can support. So it's very important for us to try different ways. Some, it could just be simple as understanding that that child don't want to be in the midst of anybody.
Yeah.
Create that space for the child.
For the child,
Don't impose that, oh, because this is what has to be done, then you make life miserable for yourself and the child.
Yes.
So if you understand that at that moment she is sensitive, maybe to crowds, to having something come out of your body and you don't make it.
Yeah, even neurotypical child.
So create that space for the child. And even if they have to miss out on school 2-3 days, because you already know, you make the school to know that this is what happened in this period of time.
Yeah.
And this is how this can be managed. You understand?
Yes.
Then there's some children that they are okay, but they can't just manage the hygiene.
Yes.
And that is where you have to look for something that does not require a lot of efforts.
Yes.
You understand? So there would be alternative support, or there are pants, pants, not pads. There are
pants. Yes.
That can be used in that period.
Situation,
and
yes.
They don't have to feel the difference from usual ordinary pad, because it might be sensitive to their skin and all that, or putting something in their body might not be. So it's a matter of having that understanding and making inquiries. Like I always say, support is available.
Yes.
but nobody's gonna bring it to you. You've got to
You
ask
have to
for it.
find it.
You have to request for it. Sometimes you ask, people are still not. So you have to look and make a demand where possible,
Yes.
because this is for the well-being of your own child. So it's not luxury. You know,
Yeah.
it is someone that is not feeling well at that moment.
Yeah.
And human rights is every one of us have this uh, needs, this right to feel comfortable. So at that moment, you find what work. It might be, you are not in a developed country. It might be you don't have to use uh, things that like how would I say it? Something more plastic. It might be just clothes that are cotton
Yes.
that does not create too much friction, you
Yes.
know. And then if it's really, really messy, then keep them away from public for just 2 or 3 days. You
Yes.
understand, until it lowers. It doesn't destroy anything. And always speak to a doctor if probably the hormonal change is
Is
very high, is disturbing, because even for uh, neurotypical people, there are moments some people have pains and all that. So depending on the situation, but
yeah.
for any neurodivergent girl, that extra support should be available.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be taken for granted. And as a parent, it's not the right time to shrink. This is about your baby's well-being. You don't shrink. You
Yes.
just have to uh, work with it. Try to understand exactly what
The
is
child. Yeah.
what is the child's need. How can it be met? Like I've just given different kind of scenario now.
Yes.
You are the one that is able. And then when they are going out with other people, because you have been able to sort it out, you are the one that's able to tell them that, okay, if this happens, this is how we deal with it. This
Yes.
is how we manage it. This is how. So people don't get panicky or overwhelmed or trying to use, Sarah used this like this. So, no, what works for Sarah might not work for Jane. You
Yes.
understand? And it's not
Exactly.
always good for us to put them, comparing them, or thinking because when it happens to Sarah, she just go to sleep. So we expect Jane to go and sleep. No. It could
Yeah.
be that when it happens, they just fidgeting, they're just running around. So it's a matter of looking into it as an individual, individualized attention. And this is mainly and majorly our own responsibility as parents,
Yes.
because when we are able to build this pattern, then we are able to tell other people how it's being managed. So don't shy away, don't like Dr. Ijama has said, it is not, you are not alone, it's not unique to you.
Yeah.
The only thing unique to you is how your child reacts to it.
Yes.
But on face it in one way or the other. So you see some children, they just throw things around, because they cannot manage their feelings at that time. And they can't express it coherently, in a way that you will understand. But you knowing that it's that period of time, you have to be the matured person there. You have to be the one that doesn't go into
Melt down
panic state.
yourself.
And you just have
You're
to
not the
be
one going. I must confess, so during my own, I was the one going into meltdown.
so you just have to. And then when people around you, and this is me, people around me, they start having unsolicited advice.
Oh
Okay,
dear, tell me about it.
yeah, I just opened my door that for now I can't handle that. You understand? Because one thing I don't put myself under is social pressure. I don't put myself under social pressure because of I already have a lot dealing with, So yeah.
I must tell you, you kind of have a different perspective of things because of where you have been. No offense intended, though. But luckily for me, somehow for me, I have the perspective of both worlds. And just because our audience are from both worlds, I'm going to tell you that it's a lot harder than it sounds. When we say seek for help, oh my goodness, from where I am coming from, there is actually no help to seek. It's as if you are just on your own. You are so on your own, starting from professional support to even emotional support. And it's even worse because the kind of eye where people go take look you like this, it go be like say that you carry shit for body. You get? So from that perspective, and there is also the problem of, poverty. Poverty is something that you wouldn't want to find yourself in when you are having someone that rely on you for everything. So I remember when this challenge was very, the peak of it for me. There was no, all those panties and things we talk about, they're not available. They're not available there. So do you know that I had to order that kind of panties straight from China? And how did I even get that access? There was a lady that was doing a buy from China, order from China, random things that you just try to do to seek for additional income. And luckily for me, I had that opportunity to order that thing from China. How many parents have that privilege? Even if you know it, where is the money? Where is the access? Where is the exposure for many of our parents down there? And then here, when it happens, they start talking about creating a picture book, creating a story, social stories. Who does all those things for you? How many parents even have that concept of social stories to support their children? So what I'm saying is that it is good to be positive, it is good to be resilient, but the environment where you find yourself is like a big factor in all of these things we are talking about. It's such a big factor that even when you are positive, even when you are resilient, and the resources are not there and the support is not there, it becomes like, you can't help but be frustrated yourself as a parent. Before you even start looking at the face of how your child is behaving, you would have gone haywire. In fact, you would have become colo before before you before you can even
I understand what you mean.
acknowledge.
I'm not downplaying the
No,
challenges.
I'm not going there.
Thing I have realized in life, necessity, they say, is the mother
Yeah.
of invention.
Yes.
Okay. Once life happens,
Yes.
then we have to sit down because it's easy to flow with the tide,
Uh-huh.
and it's easy to drown in the tide. When we see people that have come out, survive situation, and become a champion in that area, it's not because it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Neither is because they they had it all together.
Exactly.
No, it's because they choose not to allow the situation to define them,
Yeah.
irrespective of the environment.
Exactly.
So we have come, we have read a lot about situation that has happened, and in a very difficult environment, which is not easy.
Yes. I hear you there.
In our own environment, there are also different
Challenges.
environments within from back home, like you're trying to portray. Because I know some time ago that there were family units, there were neighbor units, that you are not always alone. Because one of the things personally I have struggled with in diaspora is lack of family support.
Yes.
Lack of support network.
Yeah.
You understand? But what do? I chose to create that, what I was yearning for, what I would have loved other people to do for me. I started doing it for others. I started creating that support. I started learning and taking up people's children, just to, because I know that sometimes it can be so overwhelming.
Yes.
Now, this situation, when I said that sometimes in case of probably lack of resources, so instead of maybe things that will irritate the skin, we
Yes.
can use clothes that are purely cotton. You
Okay.
understand?
Yes.
We have had children in those days that we didn't even use diapers. It has been clothes they have used to do those things. You understand? I am not undermining it, but we will not allow, because those children, they have gifts in them, they have purpose in them, whether we want to see it or no, because
Yeah.
God did not waste time creating them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Environment is going to dictate to you that, they give them names. And it didn't, even in Western world, when I did my research, that 100 years ago, it was exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
They give you names and everything, but people choose to push through those odds that were against them.
Yeah, they might have chosen, but I mean, it's just, I'm very sure it must have still been parents like you and I, and whoever is out there, yes, to lend your voice.
Come through here, that some of us that have come out and we have more understanding, now we are sharing the ideas, and it's up to us to also be creating those avenues for resources.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand? Like in Essence Oasis, it was bettered from pain, it was bettered from lived experience.
yes.
It was bettered because I wasn't going to take no for an answer.
Exactly.
And by the grace of God, today, we are not just pushing by ourselves. We have support. We even have big organizations that are backing us, are funding us to be able to reach out to the community.
Yeah.
You understand? And because of the stigma in a place, in a society back in our, like from in Africa, if a mother now chooses to, I'm 100% sure people that are ashamed of their children, locking them away, will find an opportunity, because I believe everybody loves their children.
Of
But
course.
society will push some people to behave abnormally, And I have seen people that have created, taking up and just doing it as a job. Then from there, they start learning and asking for help. I'm
Yeah.
speaking to somebody that have come to a place you are so frustrated, you even want to do away with your child. Well, have you challenged yourself? Probably, as you're listening to us, you are the next person that will find ways to create something that is sensory kind,
Yeah.
to be able to help children in your environment.
Yeah.
Things you can bring out locally that's able. Uh, we've had herbs, we have things that you can bring out from the natural. You
Yeah.
understand? Or something that has been working for you. You
Okay.
cook like this, and you're able to say, oh, this is what I've been working on, and I would like people to start trying it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because we can cry all day, but if we don't stand and say, this is what is happening and this is how we are going, nobody's going to help.
I see you.
Misery, they said, loves company. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about because you can do it or you have means to do it. It's about determination that wherever I am, whatever is available, I want to support this child. I want the well-being of this child. And who knows, you can be the change that we
Exactly.
are waiting for.
The change maker.
Yeah, that's who we are. Because you've been given this very uh, difficult path.
Yeah.
And not to break you, it's to build you.
Exactly.
You know? So I want each and every one of us not to feel sorry for ourselves. We are empathetic, but don't be sorry because it's a whole, you know. So that's what I have to say. And if you any comments, please share. And we are here um to connect with you as well. Thank you.
Okay. So it's good that um we are highlighting this because like we always say in our program, people tend to feel that it's a bit selfish to just focus on the girl child. But on topics like this, you can't help but realize the enormous challenge it carries. We are not saying male children don't have their own challenges, so they do. Because at this stage, every child more or less experiences that surge in hormones that in most cases aggravates conditions like behavioral and some other symptoms that may not always be very pleasant. So what we are doing now is we are trying to share not just experiences but solutions that have helped. So when we are talking about solutions that have helped, we have looked at using sensory-friendly materials. Dr. Adesuwa talks about cotton materials. Sometimes we have found out that even for clothing, our children just want something that is, very soft and not harsh to the skin. So when it comes to menstrual hygiene, you may realize that that child may not want to go for the standard pads or tampons because of how they feel on their skin. So another option which I found helpful for a while was pull-ups, um, adult diapers. Some children find it easier to just go on those adult diapers, maybe 3 to 4 in a day. And but you realize that some children who are highly sensitive, they don't even want that upper part. They tend to peel peel it off. And of course, once you peel it off, the function is destroyed. So there are also children who don't mind at all. I know a few girls who really do not mind on going on the standard diaper. We are only talking about when the child is highly, highly sensitive. There are also children who it doesn't even bother at all. Just like what we know about them is a neurodiversity condition. How one reacts to it might be different from how another reacts to it. But when we talk about those who find it quite challenging, just like so many things that they go through, it can be difficult finding help. It can be really difficult finding help. Now, what really becomes a bit of a topic of discussion is whether to some parents who know that it is a challenge, who it has become a challenge for, they are at a crossroad whether to put this child on a contraceptive that will stop the flow, or if they should continue managing it in and out of school, because it gets so bad at some point. Some parents may get notes, get reports from school that maybe attendance is falling, and it might put the parents in a crossroad. Should we choose to keep this, to stop this from flowing and keep the child in school, or should we keep the child in school, keep skipping school when the challenge is up, and prevent maybe whatever side effect that might come from stopping the flow? I have had a lot of parents who find themselves in that serious dilemma. And it's very serious because each of them has consequences. As much as they have benefits, they have consequences. And this is also one of these stages or processes in raising these girl children that really puts parents in a very, very serious, challenging decision making condition. So when we say this is a challenge, yes, it is a challenge. And unfortunately, it doesn't just affect the child, it also strains the parental relationship, because one parent would have their own ideas about how it's going to happen, what is right, what should be done. And this other parent would have his or her own ideas of what is right and what is wrong, and what will happen and what will not happen. And looking from the two sides of life as I have known them, on this side, you have the opportunity of speaking to a professional, more or less available. There are guidelines, there are, specific rules to follow when in that situation. But on this other side, there is freedom to speak to a professional at your own cost, at your own risk, because advice can come in from any motive. Advice can be out of motive, it can be out of professional practice, it can be out of ignorance, but advice will come either way. So if you are a parent in this situation, in this space, we are saying just do not lose faith. As much as what is it, you do not have to get all your answers online. In fact, I wouldn't even encourage online because a lot of things are flying out there. It is spaces like this that we are creating. You can come in spaces like this. We are professionals, even if we are not purely medical professionals. We are professionals. We have lived experience. We have idea of whichever side of life you're coming from. We have an idea of what is going on there. So we feel that we are in a very good position to, be able to offer not just support, but signpost you find you people that would give you the professional, specific professional support in that area that you're having a challenge. Essence Oasis has become a place, a hub where families, it's not just about the child at this point, because we are mothers and we know that this challenge has enormous strain on parents, and it has enormous strain on the society, the immediate society, the siblings. So our approach is whole family support, whole family. We don't look at the child alone. We look at the parents, we look at the siblings, we look at the immediate environment. And so the point here is, when the child is undergoing these challenges around menstruation and this child is on the autism spectrum, you have a safe space here. You have a safe space. Nothing is ridiculous to us because I don't know if we have seen it all, but we have seen a lot. It might not be all, but we have seen a lot to use and create that holistic view of whatever is happening in your child, in your home, about your child on the autism spectrum. So at this point, we are saying if you are in any of these dilemma, how to go about it, what to use, who to speak to, when to start it, how you know, if what is happening is related to it, we are here for you. We are here to listen. What do they say? We listen without judging. What's that slang that?
Without judgment.
We listen without judgment.
It's a non-judgmental platform.
It's not that nothing is silly to us anymore. We've seen a lot. You won't believe it. I know sometimes when parents are talking with me, I'll just be chuckling, smiling, not smiling because it's not a big deal.
Funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but smiling out of familiarity. A lot of times you smile just remembering that you were this freaked out when you were passing through this same challenge. And then you see another parent really freaked out, and you're saying in your mind, oh my word, just don't worry, it will pass. But the parents may not always understand. So
Yeah.
here this evening, we are saying you can come, just come as you are. You don't need to fake anything, you don't need to plaster anything, you don't need to. We've seen it from the parent angle, we've seen it from the professional angle, we've seen it from different views. We have the holistic view of it. So look at it like, okay, I'm talking to this person who knows. So I'm kind of just going to pick their brain, find out how did you do
No
it.
theory.
Yes, yeah. Just go pick their brain, find out how they did it. And believe me, there's nothing as satisfying as when you realize that the person you're talking to actually understands. Oh my God, I can't believe that kind of feeling. You just kind of let down your guard, and the hardest things you could be laughing about them. You could be laughing about the hardest things. I mean, when you were alone, you thought it was the hardest thing that could happen. But as soon as you see that the person you're talking to like purely understands, it becomes a bit funny actually. So that's it. Dr. Adesuwa, do you still have things to tell us?
Yeah, before we round up, I think we have our sister Tina with us. I don't know if she
Yes.
wants to, because she's a professional in her own field in social care.
Yeah, Tina, I couldn't see you on TikTok. I was hoping that I will see you there so that I can bring you up, but I can't. You haven't asked
Hey,
to be.
I'm on TikTok. I'm on yours as Tina Tikwe, and I'm at Dr. Adesuwa's as Race of Hope.
Okay, I was waving at you, but I couldn't see how to invite you. Sometimes it will ask to invite, but
I think we are hearing her voice. if she can just etch on something.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Yes, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The little I would add to it is as you said initially, most people would think, why are we concentrating on a girl child? But the
Yeah,
thing is, when dealing with a girl child, they're a bit sensitive when it comes to issues like that because of puberty and then how they understand things and then their behaviors. So I think that we're dealing with girls when it comes to puberty is a bit difficult, especially for the girl child and then the parent itself, because sometimes you get to a point where the child itself does not understand what she is going through and managing a situation like menstruation, getting to understand when to change, how to get the thing right so that she doesn't soil herself, and then the mood swings and all these things. So, like you were saying, you have to go to China to get the pants so that she could use it because that would be a better way where you don't need to change like a pad, your pants is wet
yeah,
and all these things. So I think as parents and then as maybe caregivers, support workers, advocates and all these, we have to also come in a point where we can support these parents and then especially the client who is the neurodivergent child,
yeah,
how they can manage these things. Sometimes you can have like a prompt to prompt them that maybe within this period when you feel this way, some of them do not even understand what you are telling them. But then
yeah,
you can do like a visual, you can have something to do. You can create something so that it gives the child the awareness that when my mom or my dad or maybe my carer or somebody does this, it means it's time for me to change. It's time for me to check if I've soiled myself. And then it gives that child also the confidence that what she's going through, she's not alone.
yeah,
Somebody's there looking out for her. And it also gives the parents the assurance that when their child is out there in school, in the community, they have that confidence that in their absence, the child knows what to do, or when the prompt is given, they'll be able to and check themselves. So I think it's good that we come on this platform and then we learn, like Doctor was saying. It's a free space, a non-judgmental space. Nobody is here to
yeah,
be judged. So some of these things we may not know because, example, if you haven't had a child who is a female, but you've got a male child, you might not understand what the female child mother is going through.
yes,
But when we come
exactly.
here, we can all share our views, and then from the sharing of our views, you may be helping a mother, a mother may be learning, a parents may be learning, and then we together we build a community that we find ourselves in. So
Yeah.
I think they said when you educate a female, you educate a nation. So
Mm-hmm.
we dealing on a girl child, we shouldn't be offended that we are basing on the girl child. It's just because a girl child is a little bit difficult when it comes to the neurodivergent situation.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that we do all these things, and I'm very happy that I'm here today to learn all these things because, like you said, there's a situation where I know that somebody had the injection to stop the flow, but
Yes.
um, after the injection was stopped, till days the person is still wearing sanitary pads
Okay.
because even when the flow is not coming, there's a discharge. So some of these
Oh,
things already the child is going through something, and now there's another allergy or something the child like something has gone wrong, and now the person has to live for it for life. So
yeah.
sometimes we need to find a situation where we can support this child that what they are already going through, we don't add to it. And
Yes.
sometimes, like you said, maybe the child will rip the sanitary or destroy it without knowledge or intentional.
Yeah.
So as we try, maybe the pants is not working, we try something else. So there's a lot of things we can try. So we don't just say, oh, everybody's using this, so let me go for it. But
Exactly.
you can try different ways and different means, and then together the child can get to that comfort.
Mm. Yes. Go ahead.
There's something
Yeah.
she just said, about the injection and all that,
Yes.
and very important, because at the end of the day, we as parents, we want to find an easy way out, but what's the consequences on the child? So we have to be careful and be well informed
Mm-hmm.
before any decision is being made. And like I said, there's something I wanted to address about days of school.
Yes.
Now, as an advocate for your own child, you know the needs of your child. I always encourage parents, make sure that you're not making excuses. But when there are needs and there are things that needs to be done, bring it to the table. Nobody know your child more than you. And
Exactly.
anybody that's going to accuse you of anything, it doesn't matter. Sit with them. Because the more you advocate for your child, the more they take you seriously. But
Mm.
if they come imposing on you, oh, this is not, this is the law, this is the law. No. And let them know that you are already fragile emotionally.
Yeah.
And the best thing you want is for this child not to face social pressure or anything. So if they are going to be out of school 2, 3 days, 4 days in the whole month, they will be out of school for those days.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, because another thing, if you're a parent that work, it becomes very
Exactly. That is also
so
an
if you
angle
can
to it.
but most of the time, unfortunately, we have to build our life around the child.
Their needs,
So
yes.
that's why I said necessity is the mother of invention. When life happens, you've got to embrace it and then find a way around it. Because you can't say because you've been doing 9 to 5 high power career that it has to remain. I'm not saying do away with your life, but to avoid too much pressure on yourself, you've got to now work around it. How do I make it work? And trust me, if you stop and think, not giving yourself totally to panic and what people will say or social pressure, there's always a way out. It
I
might
think
not
that's
like
that's another that's a topic for another day entirely.
I know I'm just putting it out there that uh, we just try all we can do to be able to make sure that we don't sacrifice our children well-being for anything that will be comfortable for us. So thank you very much for joining us today. And we are looking forward to seeing you. And yeah, we will be having uh, programs where you can be able to join us, but it will be online on Zoom. So you can subscribe to us. It's where you will be having professional advice, professional support, a few hours a month. That's free. But we are looking forward, once we are able to put that into place, we will be uh, contacting you. Thank you. See you next Friday. Next
Thursday.
Thursday.
Mommy
Next
Esther is here on the Zoom.
Mommy Esther.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, she wrote a message. She
God
said,
bless you. Hello.
okay, good to have you. Thank you for dropping by.
Thank you
So we are
too.
rounding up now. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So looking forward to seeing us next week. And this was a wonderful one. And for those, listen, we talked about a lot, not just things that affect girl child. Generally, we talked about family. We talked about please. Looking forward to seeing us, and thank you very much for joining. Have a good week.
Bye.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you. See you next week, Thursday. Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Bye.